So if there was ever an act I was to do at FISM, it would likely be this one. And I would start totally impromptu. I would borrow a deck, shuffle pack cards, and do this. My name is Dan, and welcome to my FISM act. Cards can start out shuffled, and I really do mean it. Start out shuffled. And so I begin by asking a question to a fellow spectator. But I make sure that they are ready, because this is quite an important question I'm going to ask them. And I ask them first, are you ready for such a question? And they say they are. So then the question begins. If you were to choose a four of a kind, which would you choose? Jacks, queens, or kings? Free choice. And they announced they would like the kings, let's say. So I'm going to spread on through. There is the king of spades. There is the king of hearts. In Spanish it's corazón. There's a third one, which is the king of clubs. Clubs being the forgotten one. And then the last one is the king of diamonds, usually referred to as women's best friend. I'm still not sure why. Okay, so we got all those cards right there, and I asked the spectator the question, which would you prefer, kings up or down? I ask them. And they say, kings up, let's say. And so I can turn over the deck, fairly, and spread them on the table, and that's all four kings up, just like that. Now let's do something more with these kings. Let's do something more with them. They're so lovely and so beautiful, so I want to do something more with them. As lovely as they are, though, and I gotta mention this, 1, 2, 3, and king of diamonds will be the leader. There is something even higher than the kings. Sad to say, or the queens or the jacks were they chosen. And I have to say it, that what's higher than a king is always the ace. And I would also say, why one, when why not all four, just like that. And it's just so beautiful seeing all four aces as well. All the cards are so beautiful, and just seeing them so free, like so. And I say, for those who are confused, don't worry, the kings didn't just vanish. They just found themselves back in the pack, like so. So I asked the spectator a question, the next question, that therein being, and this is a very important one as well. Which do you prefer, the kings or the aces? Your decision will affect the entire outcome of this next effect I'm going to perform. And so they say aces, and I would say in response, kings sounds great. We'll use the kings. And we'll lose them up inside the pack. And meanwhile, these spectators may examine the kings to their heart's content and make sure they're not tricked, gaffed, or anything funny is happening along with them along the way. And they could also pick a favorite of theirs. So let's say the favorite is the king of spades, and then the other kings are following along. So you can hopefully see this, yes? So we got the king of diamonds, king of clubs, king of hearts, and the king of spades. So 3 kings, and then the leader one, which we'll now go into. I also want to demonstrate a lesson of gambling as well. This will be fun for everyone, especially the spectator who got to choose the kings as their main choice, which is lovely. So it looks like this. We would get one of the cards, and we can actually, if you do it in a downward motion, that's called palming, like so. You can actually hide a card inside your hand. I can never do it very well, but if you turn it upwards, like so, you can get what's called invisible palming. Okay, if I do the technique just right, I can make the card appear invisible and then just reappear like that. That is the first one to go across. Let's try it again. I know it was a little bit unbelievable, so I'll try it again. I'll try with the next card. Again, a little blow, and that is the second one to go across, just like that. 2 have made the trip, 1 more to go. And I asked the spectator, what would they like? Would they like, actually not that. I would ask them, can you turn your hand palm up? They do. palm down, they do so. And so we're going to try this out. I want to make a very, very clean image, hopefully. Yes. I'm going to take the last one, King of Spades. They put their hand right on top and secured right here. This will be our example spectator right here. So all the focus will be on the King of Spades. I'll stand up for a second. And so you can actually see it, hopefully. Oh, okay. And the spectator's palm would normally be on top. If I just get just right. Yeah, it happened. It totally happened. You can check it out. Spread the cards, and they can spread them. Just don't try to face it. I tell them to spread them. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that made the trip. But I know since the beginning, I didn't listen to a spectator's decision. I feel bad. You know, they chose the aces, and I pursued the kings anyways. So how about I make it a little nicer by making it all about aces. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. And again, don't worry about the kings, because they're just back in the center of the pack. Right here. 1, 2, 3, all 4 kings. Thank you. So let's have just a little bit more fun. Let's have a little bit more fun. Why don't we? With this routine. So what we'll do is another spectator can choose kings or aces, and I will actually listen this time to their choice. So let's say they say kings. I'll put the aces right aside so they won't be selected or think that I'm doing something weird. And with the kings, we'll actually use them for this effect, but we'll actually leave them off. Where should I put them? We'll place them off to the side right here, so they'll stay right there. We'll come back to them in a second. And what we'll also need is a couple cards selected, but rather than just a regular selection, that would be too easy. What I'll do is I'll dribble the cards across and the selections be selected. So we'll use 3 of them. So one, this spectator tells me to stop right there. That'll be the first one. Number 2, oh, say right there, and number 3, they say right here. Okay. And so the spectators can examine all 3 cards, and I'll actually get all 3 cards and show them. Hopefully they can be memorized. Just like, you could go like, I'm going to give a random example because I don't know the cards. 2, 7, Jack, or 9, 8, 5. I don't know, something like that. Just to make it easy to remember. Okay. And the spec cards can be put back inside the pack like so, in different spaces as well. So hopefully you can see this, that the cards are put back very fairly. Like so. Good? Good. Okay, and we'll push them inside, and we'll cut the pack to make sure they're further lost inside the pack. Okay. Now I did say I would come back to the what was it, 4 of a kind? It was the kings. Sorry. We did say we would come back to the kings, so we'll actually use them. And since we don't have to worry about the aces anymore, I'll put them back in the pack right here. So we're going to use the kings to do something amazing. Check this out. We're going to give it a rub like this, and everyone will name their card, whatever they were. Name on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. They name. First person names their card. Second person names their card. Third person names their card. Check this out. I can spread the cards, and you can see they are the 10 of spades, 6 of clubs, and 9 of spades. Hopefully all 3 selections. 10 of spades, 6 of clubs, and the 9 of spades. Now you're wondering probably, what do the kings have to do with this? Well, that's a very fair question, because all along this whole trick, the kings were just sleeping around. They're just sitting around, hiding away, and they were just hiding away in the center of the pack, and that is all 4 kings. Oh, gotta love it, gotta love it. And I think there was time for one more trick. Let me see if I have time for one more trick. Yeah, I do. We'll actually do it with the kings. Yeah, let's why not? Why don't we do it with the kings, and we'll have some fun with them along the way. So yeah, let's use the kings. and I'll let a new spectator pick their favorite. Let's say they choose the King of Hearts, and King of Hearts will be their favorite. So we'll make that one the unique one as we go across, and let's go for it. So King of Diamonds, King of Clubs, King of Spades, and the King of Hearts. Okay, we'll actually make the King of Hearts the leader one, and the other three will follow right along. And in addition, there will be other cards that will be used for this effect. So 3 random cards, each one placed into one of the king piles. That goes right there. This goes right there. And set the 3 other cards go for the leader king, like so. We'll set all the other cards aside, we won't need them. And if you can check it out, this is one of my new favorite tricks. You can actually see the kings will always join the leader. So you can actually check it out. That's 1, that's 2, and the first king is gone. Let's try it again. That's 1, that's 2, and the second king has gone. I'll try it one last time. 1, 2, and the last king has just gone just like that. And very cleanly I can show my hands. All 4 kings have gone across. Thank you everyone for joining me for this wonderful magical evening, and I hope all of you have a good one. Thank you.